little one, Simon Bard here, or you can call me Sully. As we're still in the month of Happy Sulli-Days, I'd like to review a Christmas special that appeared on my top 10 list of favorite Christmas specials I did years ago. It was produced by Delaney and Friends Productions and Chuck Glaser Productions and supposedly aired in 1993, but aired the following year. And despite this getting some hatred in recent years, I can't help but actually enjoy this underrated Christmas gem. First aired on the Fox Kids Network on December 24th, 1994, it's Christopher the Christmas Tree. Director Chris Delaney had made a very fine, if kind of rushed Christmas special based on the album The Story of Christopher the Christmas Tree, created by George T. Bowers, with nice characters, a fine story, good if forgettable songs, and fine animation. Set in the Valley of Hidden Hollow lies a group of pine trees waiting to be chosen as the next Christmas tree for a new family. But the smallest and shaggiest tree, named Christopher, is not the prettiest or tallest like his folks, and is the only one left behind in the whole valley. Meanwhile, a young owl named Hooty runs away from his family as he can't read, talk, or even fly. As years pass, Hooty's found on the porch of a family living in the woods, and is taken care of during Christmas Eve by the family's son, Tommy. But on Christmas Day, Tommy's father won't allow his son to keep Hooty, and the young owl has to leave. Soon Hooty meets Christopher, who's grown so tall that no one ever picked him as a Christmas tree. The two eventually become friends, with Christopher letting Hooty make a wish on a star, 3 of them to be precise, to talk, to fly, and to have friends like Christopher. As time went by, Christopher and Hooty make friends with some animals, trying to hide from foxes and weasels, and they live with Christopher for shelter and as their home. One day, while the animals went for food, a fox and weasel stop by to taunt Christopher, saying he'll be picked for firewood or toothpicks. And when the red truck comes by to chop down a tree, Christopher, scared of the fox's taunts, worries about becoming firewood as he's cut down and taken, leading to Hooty and the animals to rescue their tree friend, and Hooty even gaining the wishes he made to fly and talk. This is again another Christmas special I saw on a recorded VHS of Christmas specials when this one aired on Fox Kids in the early 90s. I did enjoy it back then, and I still do. However, between my first viewing of it on that VHS and my viewing of it for this review, there are some things that kind of interest me. The version I watched for this review was the one I always remember seeing on the VHS, in which the ending has Christopher singing about being the White House Christmas tree, as in the United States President's personal tree. But there's another version I've seen on YouTube before this review that's an alternate version where Christopher sings about being the United Nations Christmas tree, as in the whole world's Christmas tree. And that's because the White House version is the original one that aired on the Fox network in the US, while the UN version is the international one and has been shown on the VHS release and on the Fox Family channel. The UN version is more inclusive, and I didn't mind that, but to me, I prefer the one I grew up with, as the vocals are synced to the animation and I'm more familiar with it, whereas the UN version didn't have any kind of lip sync and it bothered me. Something else worth mentioning is that the versions I saw on YouTube had moments that I didn't see in my original viewing, as they were either cut for time, like these badgers taunting Hooty for not flying, or maybe they were a little too much, like the weasel setting Christopher on fire. I wasn't shocked by any of these when I saw them, not even when Christopher was cut down and dragged away, which remains intact, but it was surprising to witness these, especially on the version that had the original ending that I grew up with. Of course, the special isn't perfect as much as I enjoy it. It has a kind of rushed pacing for a half-hour special, most notably when Christopher first meets Hooty and he allows some animals to live and stay with him. And not only did they get along so fast, but the animals hardly have any character to them, other than maybe the skunk who's having trouble joining in with the others and not getting a hug or kiss from the squirrel. And they also have very little dialogue, and they can get a little annoying for how sappy they act. Yet, there's some good humor in it, if very little that got a chuckle or laugh from me, and it's usually visual humor. The songs are pretty good, but at times the lyrics can be forgettable, though I do know some of them from the Ballad of Christopher the Christmas Tree to Christopher, We Love You. And in the end, this is a pretty underrated Christmas special that I enjoy very much. I may feel iffy on the pacing and the animals not being developed enough, but knowing some of its history, the various scenes, and able to see both versions of the special, I had a nice time with it. I was glad to see all of it for what it offered, and after seeing the original version after my first recorded VHS viewing of it in years, I can say that this special is a nice delight. 3 or 2.5 plus Christmas wreaths. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video for Happy Sulli-Days.